Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between. This is Sports Before Fight Night. I am Josie. That is Mr. Morgan. If you
What's up? What's
will.
up? What's up, you guys? How's everybody doing?
All right, man. So I'm gonna jump right into it. Vince's dick is more popular than
Okay.
half the AEW roster right now.
I know we were going to start the show out like that.
I'm just saying, like the man's penis is trending more than I said AEW, but it's trending more than 90% of his roster right now.
Oh yeah, most def. Yeah, all that money he's been spending, trying to keep everything under wraps.
So it is coming out that it's looking like $20 million possibly in corporate funds over the few years. So I went on After Dark last night and talked about this a little bit. Do you really believe it's only 4 women if it was $20 million?
Yeah, it's more than 4. What's up, KW? How you doing, brother? It's more than 4, man. It's more than 4. And some of those women, I'm understanding. Candice Michelle was possibly one. Yeah, it's more than 4 for that amount of money. Shoot,
Maria?
20 million for just 4. Something you getting overcharged, man. Big time overcharge. So is Sasha going to AEW?
KW, we're gonna lead that. Hold on, let me finish because I want to talk about Vince and then I want to push it aside.
Okay.
So comments made by Jericho this week. Did you see him?
Some. I think I saw most of them.
So the Vince comment, he said that while Vince did wrong and it's not right and he didn't do anything illegal. I don't know if he was keeping it. Personally, his comments this week have been a little I think he's showing a little elitism in his comments.
I can see that.
But anyway, so the Vince comment, he basically said that Vince hasn't done anything illegal and he's probably not going to get in any trouble. And we discussed this last night, and on a legal level, no. I do, however, believe that we're in a different standard than when the first time it came out in the 80s. And that Vince I think they're going to end up selling to save face, even more than I've been saying for a year.
Well, at that same point, couldn't they because again, I don't know how selling would make you forget what happened. It distanced you from Vince, that's true. But
okay.
You're still gonna remember what Vince did or allegedly did. Allegedly.
We discussed this again last night. WWE is a publicly traded company.
This is
the board has to think about saving face of the brand.
Right.
And that's all you really need to think about is distancing from Vince at the time. And if the sell was already in the works, this is your good time to do it.
Yeah. No.
I
agree.
Moving right along to Jericho's other comments this week. I've actually I saw a TikTok right after that this week about his comments. He said fans that bring up botches and things like that need to shut the hell up. Basically is what the tweet said. I didn't agree with him at first, but more I thought about it, he's kind of right. If a player, think about a basketball player, if he goes for a dunk or a layup and he misses, does the fans go, oh, yeah? Do they boo him? Not usually. If a wrestler botches a move,
Mhm.
the chances he gets booed is about 50-50 depending on the crowd.
Yeah. That's true. But also too, I think it's his expectation is a little bit, in there as well from the fans. Because depends what kind of big name you are, what big name you drew that you have, you're expected not to botch. Now, if you're somebody who, let's say, for example, I'll take you back to the day. Let's say Alicia Fox, for example. Okay, she had a period of time she didn't botch. When she was a Diva champion, she didn't botch. But once she lost that Diva championship, she went right back to botching again. And fans expected that because that's what she was known to do. But if you're typically one of the guys or a top guy, top gal who's not known for botching and you do it, it's more of a shock than, let's say, Dominique whiffing on a dunk like he did in one of his all-star games. That's a possibility in the NBA, but because the IWC is so finicky and it's so tunnel vision, it thinks that these wrestlers should be perfect, and they're not. They're people too, and mistakes can happen.
Well, and even though it's choreographed, and you're hearing more and more, do they maybe talk about the match? Yes. Do they always rehearse the match?
No. Mm-mm. A lot of times you hear him calling in the ring. I remember one time Miz and R-Truth.
I feel like that's getting a little less and less.
Yeah,
with new stuff.
But I will say, if you have two vets in the ring, let's say you got like Miz called was out there calling a match with R-Truth, and both those guys are vets, so they can definitely go. They can definitely get away with calling that in the ring. Thank you, KW. I'll try to fix it.
I think it's just a bit of lag. And I agree. Honestly, that was kind of my thought too. Is the fans' expectations, and we've talked about this 1,000.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The toxicity. KW, stop. I swear to God, one day I'm bringing you on this damn show because you have all the good topics that you want to talk about. But you're jumping in as we're not even done with one.
Dissolution. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
But the botches are just a part of wrestling. Now, yes, are there people that do it too much? Yes. Nia Jax, who is
my goodness,
the queen of botching, KW. By the way.
Yep.
So fans do need to it's the same thing we've said about this whole AEW versus WWE thing that the fans have created. Yeah, and without botches, there'd be an entire brand of wrestling non-existent. You wouldn't have Botchmania.
Yep.
I can go waste hours at a time watching people fuck up.
But there's a reason though, because botches should be, and I get where fans are coming from, because your botching should come from the indies, which is what most of Botchamania come from, is from the indie scene. But I get it, but I just think it's sort of kind of unfair because, again, these are people.
No one's perfect, like you said.
Nobody's perfect. Hell, if you go back and look at the earlier days of WCW, They were botching left and right in WCW.
Nash
it-
was a botching. Nash botched all the time.
Yep, go back and look at Lex Luger. Same thing with Lex. When he was in his prime, he was botching all the time. I don't know. Hogan botched too. That's
Thank
correct.
you, KW. Thank you.
Yeah, Hogan botched too. That's correct. Yep. I just think that we need to get more realistic expectations for these guys. You know, in terms of what goes down, because again, these are people, high emotions. Particularly if you look at these high profile events, you know, you look at Mania, which is the biggest event for WWE, or a big event in AEW like Forbidden Door. You're looking at these big events, and these guys who aren't veterans could come out a bundle of nerves. Chris Jericho was used to it. Booker T, who made a comeback the other night briefly,
These guys have been
to
doing
it.
20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Even guys, I mean, yeah, you do have guys, a lot of the AEW guys, 15, 20 years. But how many times are they standing in front of 20? And let me just take Forbidden Door numbers. How many times have those guys that have been doing this 15, 20 years been standing to 20,000 fans?
Thank you. Thank you.
Unless they're CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, or someone in that level. Adam. Wow, his name just. Adam Cole probably has those numbers. But they're going out there. They're a bundle of nerves. This is the biggest show of their life. Might be the biggest match of their life, and you just never know what's going through their head. And they're pulling off things. It's the same thing. Like, they're pulling off amazing moves. And everybody wants to talk about it's too spotty. And I even say it too sometimes. But, like, I couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
I can't. No, I can't.
I doubt I can even run the ropes, to be totally honest.
I think I could run the ropes, but that'd be about the extent. That'd be about the extent. But I just think that we, you know, expectations, man. And again,
IW, right.
Yeah.
I mean, Pac's pretty close with his Red Arrow.
Yep.
That shit, like, he looks like he's defying fucking gravity when he pulls that shit off.
Love Pac.
There's another one. All right. KW brought them both up. So, are we going to jump to Sasha, or do we talk about Dolph Ziggler next? Which one you pick?
We can go ahead and talk about Dolph.
Will's going to pick.
We can go ahead and talk about Dolph.
Did Dolph turn babyface last night?
He kicked the hell out of Austin Theory last night.
I mean, that's my question to you. Did he turn babyface last night?
I think he turned babyface.
Would you love to see him face Theory for the case and win it and cash in?
Yep.
Thank you.
Because if you think about it for a second, and you remember that promo he cut, what? Maybe like a year ago? He cut that promo with Miz. When he was doing that program with Miz, and that was like one of the best promos he ever cut. And ever since then, I've been a fan of Dolph.
I've always loved Dolph.
He really needs another run. He really needs it. And Theory's young. It's not like Theory can't rebound from any loss he may take.
I'm sorry. Theory is not ready for a title. Not a major championship.
No.
He's not ready. And I'm hearing playing into this also. I disagree. And I'm gonna say why I disagree. I think Dolph is an amazing babyface. He's a nice guy. He just is. He comes off as a nice guy.
Yeah.
Is he a better heel? Yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's why I was sort of kind of shocked when he did that program with the Miz some time ago. He was the one that was the baby face and Miz was the heel. It kept them both heel, let them go at it.
I mean, I loved heel Ziggler when it was him, Big E, and AJ Lee. I mean,
yeah, that was good. That was good. Miss AJ. Shout out to AJ Lee over in Wild right now doing her thing in the front office. Shout out to you.
But I would love to see Dolph get another run. I was watching something the other day. I've got into Chris Van Fleet's TikTok, and he did an interview with Road Dogg, and he said, "Could you imagine Dolph Ziggler and Billy Gunn as a tag team, both in their prime?" I've had this thought. Yeah. I always felt
I
done great in the Attitude.
I got to do this on that. I'm liking that. I would have been an incredible team.
Can you imagine? They're both like, and I still think you do a trio, the two of them and Road Dogg. Road Dogg just manages, and like, no offense, I love Road Dogg in the ring. I think he's an incredible talent. Don't get me wrong, but the mouth and those two doing the work.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Amen. Amen. Pray, as we say in the league, praise science.
So, Dolph deserves another run. I would love to see it. I think this is a good swerve. Do I actually think it's going to happen? Probably not.
But KW did bring up a good point. It's the fact that he could probably replace Cody as that guy because he's so beloved by the fans. Mm-hmm. And it seemed to be right now WWE is in a spot of where
they need a baby face.
They need a big baby face.
Good one.
Now, WWE can go screw themselves by what they did with Toxic Attraction. The hell with y'all. I ain't feeling the NXT Women's Tag Team.
Did they lose the title?
Yes, and I'm not feeling who won it. But regardless, they can go screw themselves on that. But it looks to be that they're trying to do something with Dolph, and that's really good to see. Is he still doing the comedian thing?
Yes, he does shows with his brothers, actually, with his brother.
I wondered that.
I've seen bits that it's pretty funny. And then another thing is Cody versus Dolph would be great. That'd be
a good match. That'd be a good match.
Mm-hmm. And then there's another thing playing into this is the rumor is that they might be ready to take the belt off of Roman. It looks like he's moving to part-time, wanting to focus more on movies, starting to pull the Rock Cena move. I don't think Roman's ready for that, but whatever.
Nah, man. That whole bloodline, it's about time for that the whole bloodline storyline to be over. It's about that time.
If that's true, yes. I think, like I said, I don't agree with them adding in the other brother in. I think he needs like a Umaga run.
Umaga.
They have no one else.
Nope. Well,
they have no one else for a big feud, for a SummerSlam feud.
It's like you're just putting square pegs in round holes for who's ever available. I mean, I don't know. Would you put Drew back in that spot? Personally, I'm tired of Drew. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna sit here for. I'm tired of Drew. I'm sick of him. Maybe a nice guy. Maybe a good dude.
The problem is they have people that they just haven't built up.
Right.
Sheamus.
Right.
I'm really loving Riddle I realize in WWE eyes, I don't think he'll ever be a major champion,
Yeah, man.
but he should be.
I think he's stuck. I think he's stuck in mid card hell. Stuck in mid card hell. He's gonna be U.S. champion, Intercontinental champ, World Tag champ, maybe. But he's stuck in mid card hell. And that's Vince. And that's Vince, because Vince don't like guys this size. Vince like these big, over huge guys, despite the fact that they can't work like Riddle can. Riddle can work. He needs to be given, he needs to be given a shot to show that he can work.
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke will never be that guy. Never ever. I wish he could be, but Shinsuke will never be that guy. Never ever. He won't be that guy because he doesn't speak English.
That's what I was gonna say. Unfortunately,
That's a
this
shame.
is gonna sound bad. Vince will never put a title on a guy who basically needs a translator.
Only reason why he did it with Asuka is because of her reputation overseas and here in the States.
I mean Shinsuke has that same reputation. Like,
I mean, if you go back and look at everything she did before the WWE and everybody who spoke up for her, yeah, I can see why Asuka would be where she is, or kind of, if you want to go back to the day.
Yeah, I wish they'd have pulled the trigger on this sooner and put the belt on Edge one more time.
Yeah.
But I agree. Unfortunately, he's not. It's probably going to be a month or two before he's over Finn in the Judgment Day.
Yep.
Once he does return.
Yep.
All right. So moving on into other wrestling news, AEW. There's been some rumors swirling. There's actually, was it 3 talent I heard about might be coming? 3 female talent. I can't remember who the third was. Damn it. All right, but it's being rumored that Sasha Banks and Naomi are already started their 90-day non-compete clause, and that they will be signing with AEW. And the more depth into that rumor is that AEW will be debuting a tag title, and Sasha and Naomi will be the first champions. I kind of like this move. Some people are going to shit on it just because
they're true WWE. Yeah.
But I think this is a good move. Tony had nothing to do with the walkout. AEW had nothing to do with the walkout. But they'd be dumb.
That's true. That's true.
Not to play on this natural storyline. And then don't have it last that long. Let them establish. And then those are 2 women that very quickly could be in the women's title picture. Naomi, I think, started off as the TBS champion. If Jade Cargill is still the champion, that would be a great person to dethrone her. Great.
That would be.
Sasha Banks, put that women's title on her as fast as you can.
Like I say, she man, it's time for Jade to lose. It's time.
Agreed. In KW, I don't disagree. I told this to Will earlier. They're definitely building some really reputable tag teams in AEW right now. Mercedes Martinez and Serena Deeb.
And she's about to fight. And those 2 are about to go right on RH.
And then you got Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir teaming up. Chris Statlander and Athena. Like, there's some really good women's tag teams. And I think they have some homegrown that could hold those titles. But if this is the case, I think this is a good move to establish the titles, let them be it in a month, and then get them into the singles division. And then after that, give me fucking trios titles, damn it. The reason this frustrates me is because I have come to I don't care how much AEW can have 15 belts. Because really, I think when that happens, you start to get a level above, like New Japan. I think we talked about this last week. New Japan, it's not, yes, the belts have prestige and people want to carry those belts, but it's not necessarily the belt. It's because of the people that have held those belts or are holding those belts. I think if a promotion could get to that point where it's not all about the belts and it's about the legacy that the people in the promotion have built, like they've hit another level. I realize in in the US, New Japan is not at that level. That's just because fans here are stupid.
Yeah, they don't know any better. They really don't know any better, which is a shame.
It's a different style.
Which is a shame. But it is a different style. And it might take the American fans some getting used to.
It's happening slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a good move? Them signing with AEW?
I just feel that if you bring them in right now, they might overshadow what you're doing. And because if you go back and you look at it, say what you want about Naomi and the way she was treated in WWE, because I still say they didn't treat her correctly, but she's still over like crazy. And so is Sasha. And I just think, or Mercedes, who she'll be when she gets over there. I just think they might overshadow what you have going on in an otherwise good division right now. I mean, both these ladies can absolutely outshine Jade, can outshine Athena. I just think that they overshine. That's something that you have to watch out for. You have to make sure you keep everybody else relevant because they are so popular and so over. They may overshine what you already got going on.
I see where you're coming from, but we've also.
Yes, Derby Gaming. Yes.
I just one of our 7 from the Sports Report After Dark just sent a photo. It says, if the Zach Wilson rumors are true, I'll mark the first time that the Jets have scored over 40 since 2018.
Awesome.
Zach Wilson out here pulling those Cougars.
Yeah, but they would get the pot they get over an 8 would be crazy. Can you see? I mean, we're all wrestling fans at the end of the day, but can you see?
It would probably rival the D-Bry Adam Cole pop, the CM Punk pop. Like, just for it's not even. Sasha, yes. Sasha carries name value. She's a main eventer. Naomi was kind of the mid card in she'd had 2-3 title runs, but she had 2 or 3. I
think Naomi's last good title run was when she beat Bliss for the title on SmackDown. I think it was her last good run. She had one more after that, but I think it was her last good one.
And I don't think that's right. I think they didn't use her right, and I think she is a main eventer. But they both deserve to have that. But I think truly, as far as the notoriety, the pop you'll get, if done right, if they make sure that they're still growing their homegrown, not overshadowing them with these 2 girls, but a lot of their homegrown, 80%, 90% of their homegrown women are still not quite there.
Yeah.
Not. Statlander, yes. Statlander has got it. She's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could put either title on that woman today, I'd be all
mm-hmm. And be fine. And be just fine.
DMD, of course.
Yeah.
But after that, like homegrown, been there for the beginning. Nyla,
Yeah.
of course, Nyla.
Yeah.
But
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder, yes, but they got to do something. Either they need to take the title off her, or they got to do something with this run because I
didn't think she was that teeny tiny, but I saw the other night.
Oh,
Good Lord!
When I met her, she came up to hero me.
Good Lord! Hey, but I really do like some of the matches you can have if you do bring those two ladies over. I mean, you can have Mercedes and Serena Deeb just go at it. I mean, oh my goodness. They would just go at it.
Okay. And I realized she wouldn't have this gimmick, but whatever gimmick she chooses, the boss, whatever it is, versus DMD.
Yeah.
My mind just exploded.
Yeah, go back and look at if you take Naomi. Now you could get Naomi. You could finally get Naomi versus Athena. We never got that in the E.
Oh,
never got that in the E, but you can get it. But you can get it AEW. Yeah, I'm just saying. It adds, and that's why I like it because it adds infinite possibilities to a already strong women's division.
Agreed.
And they're and it because right now they're already putting the WWE women's division to shame.
I think we've talked about this, and little plug here. This is not a sponsored, but did you know that you can buy a $5 subscription to Impact on YouTube, and you get all of their pay-per-views 30 days after they air. Their special pay-per-view they air free to their members on YouTube live. Free meetings to meet Impact stars on YouTube and chat with them.
Damn.
And you get to watch every Impact show. So before the show, I was watching last week's Impact. And I didn't see a knockout, but their knockouts division, Impact has probably had one of the better women's divisions for the last 3 or 4 years. Again, it's hard to compare WWE to Impact. It's sports entertainment versus wrestling. As far as a wrestling promotion in a women's division, Impact has one of the best.
Oh, most definitely.
Tasha Steelz, Jordan Grace, Taya Valkyrie. Like the list goes on and on and on and on. And then they have a lot of up and comers that are really good as well. But AEW's women division has come a long way. A long way.
Yep.
And I think if this story is true, this is the thing that puts AEW's women division where it needs to be. Again, I would love to see Mercedes versus DMD. The flashiness of both of those characters. Since we're talking about AEW, I kind of want to talk about Fyter Fest, which is a 2-part event starting this week. The first match I really want to talk about, well, we're getting it. It's happening. We the people. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm going to have, more than likely, they're going to debut at a pay-per-view. Well, maybe not, because if it's a 90-day compete, they'll probably hit right in the middle of their non-pay-per-view season. But, but I'm going to be screaming. That pop, like, I'm already thinking about that pop. Not the We the People pop when Sasha and Naomi debut. Like, that pop's going to be fucking huge.
Well, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
The building might shake. But anyway, yes. We are getting Claudio Castioli versus Jake Hager this week. I am so pumped for this match.
All you gotta do is say it once. All you gotta do is say it once.
At some point, what needs to happen is they need to collide, say it, and start beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. Like, it needs.
I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. That was the most.
You can't tell me they can't say it because they both have said, or Hager has said it in indies before.
I don't care what, and I don't care what people say. That was very entertaining in the eat. Very entertaining.
Well, and truly, here's how you get away with it. They don't say it. All they gotta
do it.
All they gotta do is put their hands on their hearts. The
crowd to say it. Yep. The crowd to say it. Yep.
It needs to happen. I need this in my life.
That'd be awesome.
But aside from that, that's going to be a great match. Both of those men can go. Everybody wants to talk about Hager hasn't had a lot of matches in AEW, and he hasn't. But you also have to remember, AEW probably has a stipulation in his contract that they have to protect him because of Bellator. He was signed with Bellator before AEW.
Before AEW. Mm-hmm.
So I'm betting he probably has to okay a lot of his matches with Bellator before he can do the match.
Yep.
So I think this is a great match. I think I'm so excited. Again, one of the things I am gonna say about this card in general, which I'm trying to find, and this match is, and I used to think it was just me, but more people are seeming to do it too. This card is very predictable.
I mean,
well, okay, here, Will, because you probably haven't seen it. So I'm going to give you the card, and you tell me who you think is going to win each match. And I'm going to show you if I think you're with what I think or not.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start off with the We the People match.
Claudio.
Yeah, that's who I would say. AEW Tag Team Championship match. The Bucks Swerving Their Glory versus Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
I hate to say this because I can't stand their ass, but I gotta go with the Young Bucks.
Yes, but we're gonna come back and talk about this in a second. We're gonna come back and talk about Anna Jay versus Serena Deeb. This is probably the only match on the card that could possibly go either way.
I like Anna Jay.
Sure, I know which way it's going.
I like Anna Jay, but I gotta go with Serena Deeb.
Like, I could possibly see Jay winning.
I can see Jay. I can see her winning,
but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Wardlow versus Orange Cassidy for the TNT Championship.
Come on, man. Wardlow just got the belt.
Exactly. As much as I would love to see Cassidy with the title, Cassidy don't need no damn title.
Nope.
AEW Women's Interim World Championship Eliminator match: Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita.
See, I still got Moxley in there. I shouldn't, but I got Moxley.
Again, Takeshita could win because all that means is he gets a championship match down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see Takeshita beating Mox. Will it be a great match? Yes.
Should be.
Takeshita is impressed the fuck out of me.
He can go. He can go.
Super fucking talented. 24-year-old, been wrestling almost 10 goddamn years.
Yep.
And so super talented. But that's my point. The card is pretty damn predictable.
Yeah.
But also, I think one thing that people fail to realize is the people who usually find these cards predictable are people like you and me who watch a lot of wrestling, and we're just like, well,
not the casual fan.
We're looking at this like, well, as much as that would be cool, that's not going to happen. Nah, that's not going to. Well, maybe no, probably not. But I would love to see Swerve in Their Glory or Ricky Starks and Hobbs beat the
just
Bucks.
can't see it. I
don't think it happening. Swerve in their glory, I'm pretty sure, is about to turn on each other. I've been thinking about this. I think Lee is going to end up turning on Swerve.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just something's bugging him, and he's not going to wait. And then another thing I heard is supposedly the Bucks are ducking FTR.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, FTR's out here claiming championships. They're about to have they're about to take on the Briscoes. FTR2.
They got that doggone. They got the Dudley Boy gimmick going on right now with every damn belt that's out there.
And then they're gonna be facing the Briscoes for the ROH titles, and Dishonor or Death Before Dishonor.
If they get those,
well, they have those. They're defending.
I'm saying if they win that match, I meant. Forgive me, my COVID brain. If they win that, they've beaten almost everybody.
Take them to Impact.
Yeah, you have to at that point.
I'd love to see the Good Brothers versus the FTR.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
Point. You have to, because there's really nothing left on the docket for them but that if they win that match.
But supposedly they're ducking them. I would love to see that because you put Impact on them. That's 4, and then they finally win it. 5 titles at once.
What do you
5 titles at once.
What do you do? And then
at that point, do you have them find 2 in? Have them go to NWA, win those titles. Have them go. I don't know. MLW is too low. Like
it's too low on the totem pole for that. NWA barely do it. NWA barely do it.
Yeah, NWA would be like. I feel like after that, there's
nothing else you could do.
Unless you can get WWE to agree. So you would have to get WWE to agree to get 7, but like have them holding the 6 major titles in pro wrestling. Like, has that ever been done? The 6 major, like the 6 biggest tag titles in wrestling. Has that even ever been done on a solo level?
And at the same time too. Not just this time frame, that time frame, same time.
Like, same time.
Mm-hmm. Like. And the thing about it too, again, there is
another one they could win. They could also go and carry the NWJP junior tag title. They could get those.
Yeah,
those are again probably a little below them.
But this is also a giant fuck you to Vince McMahon too, because Vince didn't believe in them at all. I
always knew they were talented.
And look at him now. I'm telling y'all, boy, y'all stay in the game because all it takes is one change in direction for you to be successful. So y'all stay in that game.
All right.
Let's go ahead and talk about Jordan Grace. I got a lot to say about this. Comments.
I want to talk about that, and then I got one last thing I want to talk about.
Jordan Grace.
And we're gonna get out of here. So this past week, Jordan Grace made comments that she didn't think that Chris Benoit, one, did not deserve to be in any Hall of Fame, I believe was the first part of the comment.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part was could not go with any guys from now. Jordan,
both of them. Damn
I
lie.
respect you. I think you are a talent. You are a gorgeous woman. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
I like Jordan myself. Beautiful woman, hell of a wrestler. But sometimes keep your opinions to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Say it in your mind. You can type it on Twitter. Just don't press send.
Well, and there's a lot of things you can say in wrestling that people are gonna flip on him both sides, but Benoit is just a touchy subject.
It
Because
is,
you
but
gotta
to say
remember,
he couldn't,
there's
to say he couldn't wrestle
well,
in
and it's a
today's
touchy
game is
subject
stupid.
because there's people big in the business that are still that were very close to him, i.e., Jericho,
Yes,
Cabo,
yes,
David
yes.
is not big in the business, but he is coming up in the business. And
Mhm.
anytime anybody mentions Benoit, David gets tagged in it.
Yep.
And like she didn't think that through and how it would have an effect on her career and the thought. And also it's even though we've discussed this thousands of times on these shows, but like take away what Benoit did. Like no one agrees with what he did. But outside of that, he was one of the best technical wrestlers ever.
Yep.
He was one of the highlights of the Ruthless Aggression era. Wrestling would have been totally different in the early 2000s without him.
That best of 7 match he had with Booker was awesome.
Oh,
Was awesome.
I agree with that.
Yep, he did have an awesome entrance. Yep. He was awesome, man.
Toothless aggression.
Toothless aggression.
Toothless. I'm not saying what he did was right, but he also had issues. It's basically been confirmed now that he had major CTE issues. You have to give the guy a break. And just look at the legacy he had in the ring and not what he did outside of the ring.
That's what a Hall of Fame career is actually built off of. What was done in the playing field, the athletic playing field, or in the wrestling ring.
And now it happens in all sports where players get kept out. Eddie is in.
Yep. Eddie's in.
Eddie is in.
Eddie's been in.
Eddie, they posthumously inducted the same year.
Eddie was awesome too. Best friends.
But there was no, even though Eddie's looked like an OD, there was no. It's the murder that keeps
Benoit
out.
Yeah.
And
for real.
What I was saying is sorry. I forget where my mind was going with that. I'm totally blanked. It's gone. I was trying to do this.
I just think that we need to, Jordan Grace, just you can write it. Just don't press in.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about this week, this has popped up on my Facebook a lot in the last few weeks, and every time I look at it a little bit more, and
that's right, KW. That's right. Just think about it. I'll speak it.
So if WWE were a movie, who would play each character? And I want to look at this and talk about who they included that they probably shouldn't have and who they may have forgotten.
You're going to do a screen share? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to screen share it because that's tiny.
Yeah. Teeny tiny. There you go.
Motherfucker.
Hey, put the picture in the middle chip back up.
All right. So, WWE the movie, who plays the characters? Number one, why they started off with Seth Rollins, I don't understand. But Jake Gyllenhaal, yay or nay, Will?
Yay.
You think he could pull off Seth?
I think he
Now,
could.
we talking Shield Seth? Like,
We ain't talking Shield Self. It's gotta be
a
Self now.
biopic or is this current?
Current.
Okay. So he could play off the Messiah, you think?
Mm-hmm. But he can't play Shield Self. That's a different Self. No,
So
he
who
can't
would
do that.
play Shield Seth?
Ugh. That'd be kind of tough because Shield Self had the attitude.
That attitude, that blonde and black hair.
Mm-hmm. He had that attitude. That'd be interesting to see who you get to play him.
I don't know who plays. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I'll take some thinking right there. Jason Momoa is Roman Reigns. That's about perfect.
They're probably related.
Yeah, they're probably second cousins.
Truly, they're both
bullshit.
in that somewhere.
Some bullshit. Now, KW says Keanu Reeves might be able to play Shield Stuff.
Young Keanu.
Yeah, it'd be young.
Possibly. It couldn't be Keanu now.
Yeah. Had to be young Keanu.
Sean Bean is Triple H. No, I don't. Sean Bean's too tiny. There's no way Sean Bean could get that muscular.
You
No,
a bigger dude.
I don't know. Honestly, he's slated to play Hogan, but I think Hemsworth would make a good Triple H.
Yeah. He would.
Henry Cavill is John Cena.
I can see that.
I can see that. He's clean cut like Cena.
He got the clean cut. He got the jawline. He got the physique. He can do it.
John Cryer is Michael Cole. I hate Michael Cole and everything he stands for.
Don't
but
Cole, man. Come on, man.
I can't stand him.
I don't hate no Cole like that.
I can't stand him. He's so cookie cutter.
He is.
And
he's been cookie cutter for a long time.
For 20 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. He got some pictures on somebody or something. I don't know how he kept that job. He got some pictures on somebody. Something.
But I could see this. John Cryer's.
He know all them chicks that Vince
as much as I hate Michael Cole, did you see his reaction to Liv cashing in?
Yeah.
It was so genuine.
I don't think they expected that to happen. I really don't think they expected that to happen. That's why you got that little genuine thing from Cole. But overall, Cole's been cookie cutter for years.
So this is the first sign that this is a little older. You're about to have Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. So I agree with this one, Jason Statham as Cesaro, except for the fact that Statham is like 5'5".
Yeah, he's short.
He is really short. Cesaro is not. So in today's WWE, we said this is today.
Mm-hmm.
So who replaces Cesaro? I think it's got to be Riddle. So who plays Riddle? Again,
that's tough.
I think. Oh, what? I need a name. Justin Long, a young Justin Long, not now.
But young,
I think could play that role.
Okay.
Do you know who that is, Will?
Vaguely.
This guy. Oh, I forgot I'm screen sharing.
Vaguely.
This guy right here.
I can look it up.
I'm screen sharing, so you can just look. Bam! Faces of Justin Long.
Oh, I see him. Okay, I see him.
So I could see him playing a young him could play Riddle. I
He
think.
played. He was in Die Hard. Okay.
Yes, he was in Live Free Die Hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then the next one is Dean Ambrose. Um, I do not agree with Chris O'Donnell playing Dean Ambrose, but um, who would in today's WWE who would replace that role? Um, Dolph now.
Yeah, maybe Dolph. Yeah.
Dolph. So
Yeah.
who plays Dolph?
Ugh. Ugh.
A young
Oh,
Dolph
oh
Lundgren.
boy, that played. His name escapes me. Chris Evans.
I could see that. I could possibly see that. Either that or Hemsworth's little brother.
Mm-hmm. I can see that too. I can see that too.
Tom Hardy's Steve Austin. Fuck yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Make this happen. Give me this biopic. ScarJo as Becky Lynch.
No.
Will
No.
just has a
No.
bone to pick with Scarlett Johansson.
No. I love Scarlett Johansson. That's my boo. I love Scarlett Johansson. KW tell you I love Scarlett Johansson.
So
but
who
I
plays
just
Becky?
but the reason why I think she's wrong for the role because she's thicker than Becky.
That's true.
I mean, if you look at Becky, she's a skinny little thing. I mean, she's pretty. Don't get me
Oh
wrong.
my God, KW, how did I not see this? Riddle would be Rob Dyrdek with long wig.
but yeah, she wouldn't be a very good Becky. Like she's thicker than Becky.
It bugs me how good Pat McAfee is on commentary. Like
Pat's
it really bugs me
Pat's
on how
good.
talented he
Pat's
is.
so good. He's so good,
The
and
fact that he makes Cole look good.
Yep.
I
think Michael Cole's just there for consistency. That's all.
Well, he's the VP of ring announcing. Like
Yeah.
of commentating, he's the top dog.
Yeah, just there consistency and be overseer.
But
at the end of the day, he's not bringing any fresh new views or anything out there. Same old.
So who's next?
But I would love to see what's her face.
Oh yeah, who plays Becky?
Becky's tough because she's got to be a redhead, but she's got to be a skinny redhead. And that's tough.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I can see
Anne
it.
Hathaway.
I can see it.
Donald Glover is Xavier Woods. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
James Corden is Kevin Owen. No. James Corden's too clean cut to play Kevin Owen.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Owen needs to play Kevin Owen.
He's the only one.
I think he's the only one. I'm like, Kevin's got to play himself.
Yep.
Which, if that's the case, as much as I could see Seth Rogen doing Sami Zayn very well, but I think if Kevin's playing himself, Sammy's got to play himself.
Right.
Titus O'Neil, Terry Crews is Titus O'Neil. I like that.
I like that one.
Ryan Reynolds is Adam Cole. So here's the last transfer, and I just thought of this one. Oh, Pat McAfee would be a good sub in here. So who plays Pat? Again, I think this is your third. Pat's got to play Pat.
Yeah.
And then your final is Kenan Thompson as Big E. Hell yes.
Yeah. That's perfect.
I need to see Kenan Thompson
That's perfect.
in a leotard pulling pancakes out.
That'd be funny as hell. I need
this in my life.
That would be funny as hell.
So overall, did a pretty good job on this list. It wasn't far off. I'd watch that movie.
Hey, you're gonna do that to my girl Scarlett, though. Don't do that to Scarlett, man. She deserves better, man.
Will's like, man,
I
y'all
love you, Scarlett.
downgrading my girl. You're downgrading my girl.
Don't do that to my girl. That's my
Oh,
woman.
you
Don't
know
do
what? And they left Kofi out. Then who's Kofi? Who plays Kofi?
that.
Dark enough to play Kofi.
Kofi will have to play Kofi. And which Kofi we talking about? New Day Kofi or?
Oh, we've done current on everything. So
we talking current. Okay.
New Day tag team Kofi with Xavier.
Yeah.
It would really have to be Scarlett could be Ronda Rousey. Leave Ronda out of it. She's garbage.
Trash.
Oh, KW.
He said Kale.
That's a good one. I can
That's
see
a good
Kofi.
one. Put some dreads on him. Put some dreads on him. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Who's it? Michael B. Jordan with some dreads, possibly.
That might be a role beneath him, though.
Possibly.
That might be beneath him.
It would be a supporting role in that movie. So.
Yeah, that might be a role beneath him.
Kel would be good.
Kel is perfect. He's got the slender size. Just put some dreads on him.
Or is it Key I'm thinking of? Key and Peele. Who was the skinny tall one?
I'm trying to think.
Make me look it up.
But I know Kel would be perfect. He would be perfect. And while
Keegan Michael Key. Keegan Michael Key.
Mm.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No clue who that is.
Hang on.
And while you're doing that, I just want to say one thing. Doggone to Ronda. If you get that title back over your rematch with Liv Morgan, you're even more of a piece of trash than I thought you were. Oh, him. Okay.
I could totally see him playing Kofi. Totally. Oh, there's a good one too. There's one they missed. Who plays Taker?
That's a good one.
Again, I think at this point Taker's role would be something different. So maybe even Taker could play Taker.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, that's gonna do it for another episode of Fight Night. We will be back next week to discuss the aftermath of Fyter Fest 1. I didn't say it, but I mean, there's a chance someone pops up in the next 2 episodes because they tend to have reveals.
Oh, and real quick too, I want to say thank you to everybody out there supporting the show. We are now 69 followers and counting for this program. So thank you over on our Twitch channel. Do appreciate that from everybody.
Sports Report brand is growing. Yes. I'm working on t-shirts.
Yes.
7 came up with some great t-shirt ideas. I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, me blocking the Astros logo with a trash can lid.
Walmart Trailer Parks.
Walmart Trailer Parks.
Chiro time.
KW, is that you saying you'll buy one of the first t-shirts? I take that as a verbal promise.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great week. We'll see y'all next week.
Everybody.
Make sure you're staying tuned or watching all the Sports Report programming, Sports Report After Dark, this Fight Night, and the winter meetings, everything that we have going on. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all very much. We the people!
We the people, baby. We the people. Later.